What's up, guys? What's up? We're at Norris Conference Center. We appreciate you guys joining in. Here we go. Lovebirds going home this weekend, guys. Can it be you? Get the highest HP pack. It's that easy. All right, here we go, guys. GG's in the chat. 970, and it's a hit! Somebody in line right now might be taking home that Lovebirds. The one pack is all it takes. 20, and a hit is opposite to me! Let's go! Guys, let's get some fire emojis in the chat. 500 people live with us. Look at this beautiful, beautiful golden mega Dragonite that just got ripped right here at Norris Conference Center. We just had the pitch black dark ride get ripped right over there, and then right over here, Ascend is hitting great. I'm excited to rip this for you, all right? 50, and we have a Suicune! Let's go! Guys, if you had any questions on whether you should buy packs and its validity here at ITL, Dolphin just told you guys all to go get packs. You get to keep everything you rip here, and we are giving away the Lovebirds for free. Guess what? 670! 670 right there. Oh, here we go. We have a hollow energy. Let's go, guys. It means it's either going to be really good or really bad. That's right. Here we go. All right, here we go, guys. Here we go. Last pack magic. Hashtag LPM in the chat. Here, guys. Here we go. The final pack of Japanese to sell. Pack for Rudy Faz. He needs high numbers. There's a hit. It's going to be close. 480 and 300 at the end. He doesn't have enough. 2010. Rudy misses out by 40 points. What a pack at the back. Caleb Wimset has won the Lovebirds King of the Hill and will be receiving the best hit and grail card we've given to date. What a way to wrap up season number 2.
Shine, breaking down the plays, then the pulls online. Numbers on the board, but the heart's in the game. Every kid's smiling when they hear their name. Whether it's a 4th down call or a pack ripped clean, we're chasing that moment in between. Learning as we go, yeah, we're building the dream. Every episode's a new routine. Into the lab where the passion lives. Doc E's in the room, yeah, we're ready to give. From the field to the card to the data we grab. If you love the game, welcome. Every season, every pull, every plan we have. We're going into the lab. We're going into the lab. We're going into the lab. To the lab.
Happy Sunday night, Labsters and folks watching everywhere. I am your host, Ernest Docky Silva, and another soft opening episode of season number 9 here at ITL on the Into the Lab podcast. Find yourselves on any of our streaming platforms. You can find us. Love seeing big plays in preseason. You see the Packers going nuts on NFL Network. But tonight is all about pigskin football. And for some of you, you have questions on what this show is. We welcome you guys. And of course, for others that are part of our Pokemon scene, we have announcements tonight as well as free pack magic. That's right. We have a call your shot game. Call your shot game where you actually get to call what hit you want out of the pack. And if it comes out, it's yours for absolutely free. Again, I'm your host, Ernest Docky. So if it's your first time watching, welcome. We have 82 people fresh on a Sunday night. We have 5 of you guys across our regular Facebook groups. Welcome, guys, to the early risers here. And, of course, if you're like, what the hell is this? You probably look a little like this.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Totally freaking get it. Totally freaking. And if you're part of our football community and you're thinking, well, I would write free signed stuff, not so much free packs, you probably look like this.
What? 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 What?
All in all, we're all part of the Labster family, and we'll start off tonight with some of the fun stuff like running backs and wide receivers in our fantasy football community. But if you don't know what we really do here at ITL is that we cover games all year long. The games are featured around the NFL. We cover them when we do money line and spread options for you. And we try to give you guys the best odds you possibly can have and then keep you guys up to date with what's happening around the league as well. Week after week, starting the first week of football, we will have our episode covering the games, giving you those spreads and analysis, and helping you guys make some money this year to help with some of you for your Pokemon needs, some of you your One Piece needs, or maybe you just loved sports memorabilia and you love to be a part of the magic. But this is a place for you. So we welcome everybody in as we're nearing the century mark everywhere. Welcome to all the space people. I see the X-Men on X joining the spaces, and I see everybody on Twitch and YouTube. Welcome, guys. Let's get things rolling tonight. Again, if you want to get into the free pack magic tonight, all you have to do is comment "Let's go ITL" in the comments. Let's go ITL in the comments. Adam Wiley in the house. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Still in our off season, Adam. So we're getting a little used to the quiet, but excited to see you. Excited to see everybody, guys. We are going to have some fun tonight, and we're going to get things started with some of the news around the league. That's right, news around the league. We're going to start this off. I'm going to try to see if I put myself up into the top. I don't know if this platform lets me. Nope, that's not what I wanted, but we're going to keep myself down at the bottom. But the first big news comes out of Dallas itself. And if you didn't hear the news, they are 2-0. That's not what we're talking about. But Von Miller is a Dallas Cowboy. Von Miller coming in fresh to the Dallas Cowboys is going to be joining an already established defense with Christian Parker, who has been absolutely tearing it up with the second and semi first stringers and the third stringers for sure. The Dallas Cowboys are 2-0 in preseason. They have looked absolutely spectacular the offseason. They have a really horrendous schedule, though, 30th overall strength of schedule. So I'm not really going to say go draft the Dallas Cowboys defense. I didn't even do that. And I felt like my draft went pretty well this past weekend for Auction League. What's going on, Adam Beal? 2 Adams in the house. Good to see you guys. Again, guys, comment "Let's go ITL" for a free pack tonight into the show. We'll rip it at the very end. But Dallas Cowboys getting Von Miller. Long time coming. Von Miller's played at Texas A&M. Long time affiliation to the Dallas Cowboys finally comes to fruition. Michael Irving's happy. Sean Lee is happy. We've had all the oldies at the preseason camps and having fun. But the Dallas Cowboys now, everybody's saying, where's the drama? Hasn't had any drama. That's kind of been the storyline. Dallas has just been playing. And if you didn't or you weren't able to catch the Pete section update from yesterday, there was a player on the Dallas Cowboys who's third string, I think, right guard for us. And he is absolutely a delight. But he had a speech last night that was nice in the locker room, really inspiring. But he is the first Native American to make it onto an NFL roster in preseason, and he had a whole section in the stadium last night in Arizona that were cheering his name and chanting just for him. The bench kind of separated so he can enjoy it. He put his helmet in the air. Really, really nice time to go watch that, guys. If you haven't seen that, guys, that is absolutely amazing. Go check that out. Other news, though, Jordan Higgins, some bad news out of Houston. Jordan Higgins, not happening for the Texans. Torn ACL for Jordan Higgins. So if you already made your draft happen, I apologize. Not a great experience. Not going to help you at all. But keep a lookout. They did sign Zay Jones and Sterling Shepard, but the big look right there is going to be Tank Dell. Is he healthy? Is he back? Are we going to see Dell and Collins again doing wonderful things in Houston together side by side for the small amount of time we've had them? And then can Sterling Shepard add his usual 782 and no tutties to make you go absolutely crazy with 10 targets, right? Like we'll find out and see what happens in Houston. For me, what that does with Jordan Higgins going out is it opens up CJ Proud to have a little bit more in the middle of the field, maybe including tight ends more and more and more. I joked all weekend about adding Dalton Schultz. I might make it official here in our tight end episode. But for right now, keep a lookout on Houston, see what they're doing. And I guarantee you, Houston is still looking to add to their ranks. Look for a trade coming up in the near future, if not the first 4 weeks, unless, again, Tank Dell is actually healthy and we get going. Before we get off, let's start off with Starter Sit Edition, off-season edition. We like to have fun on here, so we're going to talk first off and foremost about our wonderful, wonderful news. And for those of you new to the episode, Starter Sit basically means are we buying or selling the different storylines on there. And we're going to start off this one with obviously the corgi check that we like to do every year. Starter sit edition. We're going to start off with the corgi. Corgi comes in and does absolutely nothing for Cowboys fans but raise the roof. Bills Cowboys come out of their championships and the Bills won in the corgi edition of the NFL. Not an ITL sponsored segment, but it was what the corgi selected down the staircase. Bills Cowboys was the Super Bowl. And with offseason noise and with the way the media likes to go, there will be some hype around the Dallas Cowboys. I don't think it's Super Bowl bound. Again, season and schedule is atrocious, but I could believe the Bills. Can Josh Allen finally get over the hump? Can he get past the traumas and nightmares that he's had with the Chiefs and the Ravens and many others, with teams like the Denver Broncos and others seeping up with talent and causing a ruckus? Can Josh Allen finally break the mold? Wonderful additions in the offseason. We know that everybody is going to be really focused and honing in on James Cook in fantasy, as you should be. The Dalton Kincaids of the world will be there. And then, of course, he actually gets a valuable target on the outside. But can Josh Allen get past his own demons and make it past the AFC Championship and get into the Super Bowl? We're going to find out this year. I did have Josh Allen as the number one quarterback in fantasy. If you missed that episode, that was a couple weeks ago. And you might want to tidy up your list and get ready for tonight. Get your pen and papers out because we're about to go into the lab and dissect running backs and wide receivers in round number 2. The next one is going to be Trayvon Diggs related. Trayvon Diggs does help the Seahawks become playoff contenders. I'm absolutely sitting this. So this is our starter sit edition. I'm going to sit this. I don't think the Seahawks are one cornerback away from doing it. I don't think Trayvon Diggs moves the needle that much either. When he was on the Cowboys, I would have said probably different. But in reality, he is a high risk take cornerback. He's not an island, and he doesn't solidify like half the field and do anything to move the needle. I don't even think Trayvon Diggs on the current Cowboys defensive roster would do anything, any help either. There's been questions of his leadership and questions of other things. He'll fit wonderfully in Seattle with his play style, but I don't think that he moves the needle to contender status. So I'm going to sit that big time. And then the last starter sit is going to be around Caleb Williams. Will Caleb Williams live up to the hype? Reports coming out that he's making like the Michael Jordan pose on the sidelines. He made a throw in camp where he looked like the Michael Jordan emblem. Not exactly the, you know, iconic Michael Jordan-esque person in the NFL yet. He had that thought as he was getting drafted one to the Bears, which I have mixed feelings on. I've talked about it before, but the truth about Caleb Williams is he has great talent, great arm. He's not the fastest in the world like he was in college, right? The talent has caught up to him. But I think the Bears have built a solid team around him. They have 15 tight ends now this year, I think. Loveland is fantastic. There you have Romeo Dunze. You have their wonderful deep threat that Adam loves to throw out. Not Adam Weiler, Adam Beal, but Adam Fish loves to throw out to everybody in Luther and Burden. And he's looked fantastic at times, but he's also looked god awful. So what Caleb Williams comes out, and then for those of you who are in there, for those of you who are deep into this and you believe in the signs, you think of Caleb Williams, what's the one thing you're worried about this year? What's the one thing you're worried about this year? Is Adam Wiley saying, I think he's about to go off. Maybe not top 10, but I think he might be better. But what's the one thing you're worried about, Adam? All the Adams in the world. Is that Madden curse? He is on that Madden cover. And I can guarantee you right now, everybody is worried that Madden curse is coming. So you got to watch out for that. If he breaks the curse, whew, we got something else. That's legendary by itself. That might be a Michael Jordan says by itself. In the comments, guys, if you feel like Caleb Williams' year is upon us, put in the comments. Bears have a very favorable season strength of schedule. They have the 12th best in the league. That's nothing to be upset about. Like, that is something you can get behind with Caleb Williams if this team can actually turn it around. And to me, Detroit's been on the decline. Green Bay's been fluctuating. Bears have been up. I know, Adam. I know. The injury or pick status is wild. Wild. And if I know the Madden curse brings up a lot of trauma with people who are probably drafting him right now. But don't worry, guys. Don't worry. There's plenty of season to go around. And I think it's a good plug, guys. Make sure you're hitting those likes and those comments and those shares. helps us grow here. Our full sports scientist team will be available for week number one for our Into the Lab podcast, and we're excited to keep it rolling. Now we're going to roll into our top five running backs and wide receivers, and I did not do anything. I don't think I did anything that crazy in this segment, but I've been told different. And I'll go ahead and plug in there where we're going next on that, guys. Tonight's segment brought to you by Alamo City Automotive. Rudy Fazen team in beautiful San Antonio, Texas will take care of those vehicle needs that you have, whether it's something electronic or it's a really bad accident. They've got you over there. Rudy Fazen team, Alamo City Automotive on the east side of town. East side of town. Adam says, we really hope he breaks that curse. Me too. Me too. I am a big Caleb Williams believer, like I am of CJ Proud. Break everything, guys. Break the Ohio State curse. Break that crazy Madden curse. We'll do it right here. And while we get set up for our next segment, we're going to take a brief break and roll into what I think is going to be a fun top five running backs, top five wide receivers in just a moment.
From the stadium lights to a holofoil shine, breaking down the plays, then the pulls online. Numbers on the board, but the heart's in the game. Every kid smiling when they hear their name. Whether it's a fourth down call or a pack ripped clean, we're chasing that moment in between. Learning as we go, yeah, we're building the dream. Every episode's a new routine. Into the lab where the passion lives. Doc E's in the room, yeah, we're ready to give. From the field to the card to the data we grab. If you love the game, welcome. Every season, every pull, every plan we have. We're going into the lab. We're going into the lab. We're going into the lab. Going into the lab.
But I realized, this episode was supposed to be Wednesday night. Again, this is round number 2. Top 5 wide receivers, running backs. This was going to be on a Wednesday night episode. So I realized the rankings might be a little different after these games. Not too crazy, but after today's news, they might be very different. Mahesh in the house saying, I'm going into the lab. This is my job. I appreciate you, man. I'd like to say you can find that on Apple Music, but I don't think you can yet. But appreciate the love, man. Mahesh and team over at PokePlanet. Absolutely love PokePlanet. We'll be doing most of our streaming content on PokePlanet rest of the year. We won't be doing ITL Poke Protocol. You did. Brown Wick himself making me laugh. We won't do ITL Poke Protocols King of the Hill until probably the holiday episode in November. And excited to get that going too. But for the most part, Waffles and all of our wonderful stuff happening online will be on PokePlanet. So check that out the rest of the year. But yeah, so the big news out of Las Vegas was Alshon Genty is hurt, right? He can't put any pressure on his leg, got hurt. Oh, you got it, man. I'll sing it for you. Mash, we get 20 people in here. I'll sing it for you. We'll have some fun. 15 across Facebook. We have 200 of you guys across other platforms. Welcome, guys. Share, like tonight's stream. Help us with the algorithm. We appreciate that. Gotta get the content up. So excited though. Yeah, Genty's out, so that really sucks. Adam Beal saying, I second that. You don't want to hear this guy sing sick, man. You don't want to hear a sick singer, but I'll do it. I'll do it for the love, for sure. I'll do it for the love. Um, you guys are crazy. Let's get into it, though. Let's get into it. We're going to start off with our top 5 fantasy running backs and wide receivers. If you're here to take notes, or you're listening online, welcome, welcome. This is the part where you want to take those notes, and this is the part where you want to have fun with it. We're going to start off with number 5. We're going to start off with running backs. Running backs at number 5 is going to be Omarion Hampton. Yep. Omarion Hampton is in a really good position in Los Angeles. Not a lot of people will have him top 5. I think this is going to be the part where you kind of say, like, okay, Ernest, I don't believe in your list, but just stay with me. Stay with me. Martin Hampton's going to be there. He's going to be the feature down guy back. When Eckler was healthy and Eckler was the guy in Los Angeles, he was featured everywhere. The offense under Mike McDaniel is going to be absolutely phenomenal. It's going to feature Justin Herbert, but it's also going to showcase the running back quite a bit. Look how A Chain broke out. I think Hampton has a similar breakout. He's going to be absolutely phenomenal the featured back in Los Angeles. And look at the depth chart. Like, he is the guy. There is not another guy out there that is on that team that's going to take that backfield and take reps. So give me Hampton all day, every day. Just stay healthy. And as that line continues to get healthy, you're going to want to find this guy in your second, third round if he's there. And you're going to want to plug him into your team and get that featured back. I don't think you go wrong with Hampton this year, guys. Let's go to number 4. Number 4 would have been Genty at that spot. So we're going to skip that. We will have a plug and play for our new top 5 after the injury news. So let's talk about number 3. Number 3 for me, which is going to drive y'all nuts, is Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs is my number 3, not my number 1. He is not my featured guy of the year to go after, although everybody has said Jahmyr Gibbs is the guy. He's one everybody wants, not for ITL. It's not for me. And I will stand on that all day. And for some of you, you're probably looking a little like this. That's okay. I'll take the fire. I'll take all the smoke. I'll take all the smoke. But here's my reasoning. Detroit, to me, there was a ton of momentum for Detroit the last 3 years. They were great. They were gathering. They were becoming contenders, playing at home, undefeated record. Jared Goff, contender status. I get it. I get it. Gibbs was the guy. Montgomery is gone. Obviously, all the reps go there. I don't necessarily think that happens. I think they still split up between the backfield. I think they still take reps away from Gibbs. And Gibbs has been known to come up fragile at times during the season, and you end up losing him for 3 or 4 games. I think that's going to affect him. That's going to affect him rep wise. And we're going to see those stats come down. And similar, now Adam's mentioning McCaffrey. No, McCaffrey is not in my top 5. Similar to McCaffrey, I feel that there are going to be times where you cannot rely on him. Yeah, Christian, I was waiting for you guys to join, but it's all good. It's all good. And so I think that from here forward, like, you're gonna want to see Gibbs and Christian. The invite's open. Come onto the stage, my guy. Come onto the stage. Um, I really feel like Jahmyr Gibbs has that, doesn't have a ceiling per se, but I feel like there is going to get it's not going to get to that number 1 status. But guys that I have ahead of them, they are the every down back. They are the stats that keep it climbing. And I think you're going to understand that at the end of that. And we go to my number 2. My number 2, no surprise to some of the people who follow ITL religiously, it's not Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon may not be playing football at all anymore, but it is absolutely going to be James Cook. So James Cook is my number 2 running back for 2026. And I'll give you a few reasons why. We talked about having an actual threat at the wide receiver level for Josh Allen. We know Josh Allen likes to run the ball himself, but as Josh Allen continues to progress, what we find with running quarterbacks is that they stop running as much. But James Cook will be featured all over the freaking place. And he was a guy I was targeting this weekend that we didn't get. But James Cook will have another 1,000-yard season, stay healthy. He'll be playing in games that the weather's going to affect him, where he'll be featured. He'll be ending up playing in games where he's going to have to go out there and carry the ball 20, 30 times guaranteed and catch the ball 8 to 10 times guaranteed. He is going to be the featured person. He's got a McCaffrey-esque type of role in the playbook, and I feel like James Cook is just poised to be number 1, to be honest. I just couldn't plug him above my number 1. And I like what Harbin's saying, is that Gibbs will end up being the new McCaffrey if they make him a workhorse. That's why him and Montgomery work so well. I agree with that. Like, that's part of my bring down from number 1 was the issue of injury and the issue of overextending, and I do worry about that. But James Cook, to me, has put in the years, has put in the seasons. He hasn't gotten to that point where he's like off on the bench, right? He hasn't gotten to the point where he's hurt. And so I'm going to go James Cook at number 2, barring injury, featured workhorse in Buffalo. I think that's going to be his role. I think that's going to be perfect. And let's talk about number 1. let's talk about number one. Now, number one at the top is going to end up being, I guess some of you guys probably guess who it is since I already let go that it's not Christian McCaffrey. But number one for me at the running back level is going to be Bijan Robinson. Bijan Robinson to me is the guy you're chasing, is the guy at the top stat wise that will be featured. Don't draft the wrong Robinson when you're going to your drafts. I think Bijan is that guy that's going to be featured in Atlanta. I like it. They're going to have a lot of games where they're coming from behind. I get that. He will be on the field. He has shown that he will be on the field no matter they're down 30 or they're down 3. He has shown that he'll be on that field to make sure that he's getting every single back. And as he continues to get better, he'll keep making defenders look silly. There's just an extra gear past James Cook I think Robinson can take, and that he hasn't been featured yet in Atlanta. New playbook, new offensive coordinator, new way of handling. We have Tua and Penix there. Apparently, this newcomer, this undrafted quarterback, looks absolutely phenomenal there. Division two last year, but it looked fantastic. Maybe he's the guy. As everything kind of shapes up in the quarterback room, Bijan will be the constant. I think this is the guy for the immediate future, for the next few years that'll be talked about at 1, 2, 3, like the Novak days when Federer and Nadal were up there. I think Robinson's just going to come into play and do that. And says as a Saints fan, he can't stand the guy. Yeah, I mean I love him. He's a Longhorn, and I know as a Buckeye fan, you don't like that either. But he's a Longhorn. He's been absolutely fantastic, and I think coming in the league, he was already breaking ankles. He'll continue to do so at least for the next 4 or 5 years of his prime as a running back, and then we'll see those declines of what he's actually used for. Right now, Bijan for me is the guy. Is the guy in Atlanta. I know I like Drake London a lot too. We have to come back from behind and throw a lot anyways. So garbage time touchdowns as well as yards. And I think that's going to be a huge thing for Atlanta this year is pushing him forward and getting there. So there are your running backs, top 5 running backs that I had on my list as we go into our wide receiver mode. If you guys have any differences of opinion, you have extra other 5 up there, would love to hear what those are in the comments, or keep giving me that feedback on why I'm so nuts to having which 5 I have in there. But what we're going to do now is we're going to go right into our top 5 wide receivers, and we'll do it right after we hear the song one more time.
Foil shine, breaking down the plays, then the pulls online. Numbers on the board, but the heart's in the game. Every kid smiling when they hear their name. Whether it's a 4th down call or a pack ripped clean, we're chasing that moment in between. Learning as we go, yeah, we're building the dream. Every episode's a new routine. Into the lab where the passion lives. Doc E's in the room, yeah, we're ready to give. From the field to the card to the data we grab. If you love the game, welcome. Every season, every pull, every plan we have. We're going into the lab. We're going into the lab. We're going into the lab. To the lab.
Welcome to an episode of Into the Lab podcast, where sports analysts and experts dissect the latest news from the NBA and NFL, giving you a unique view on some of the hottest topics around your favorite teams. From the fresh field smells of the NFL to the hardwood courts of the NBA, and possibly your comfy couch for your fantasy football team. Let's see what kind of news the lab is working with today. Here's your host from the Sports Analytics headquarters in San Antonio, Texas, Ernest Silva.
All right, we are in round number 2 when it comes to our top 5 running backs and wide receivers. I'm the host, Ernest Docky Silva, hanging out with you guys tonight. As we go into our final segment, we are going to be talking about wide receivers. We want to mention that we are affiliated with USAA. We know what it means to serve. Just check it out if you have any products that you can definitely qualify for. Serving the military community over 100 years, USAA, proud members of the military community. Now, guys, we are going to go right into our top 5 wide receivers. Top 5 wide receivers. That is next and upcoming. Those top 5 wide receivers are going to start off here at number 5 for us. And it might shock some people where we went with this. Number 5 for top 5 wide receivers is going to be CD Lamb. CD Lamb at number 5 for me is going to be the first conversation we have. Honorable mention George Pickens. CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, I think will steal each other's stats, but I do think these are both 1,000-yard receivers that Dak can absolutely support. CeeDee Lamb is a bona fide star in this league. Again, tough schedule. So if Dallas is playing in those tough games, they're going to need everything they can out of CeeDee Lamb to get those wins. If the Cowboys can play up to their potential like we think they can, this is a 10-11 win team. If they play at their level where we hope they're not, this is a 9-8 win team. So either way, they're going to be in games where it's going to be close. They play tough playoff teams throughout the season. And CeeDee Lamb is my number 5 pick here for Dallas. I believe he gets his at least, gosh, I think I have my prediction model 11 touchdowns and he gets 1,200 yards. I think he's going to be a guy who ends up being way up over, playing over his head and trying to keep the team afloat. We know he's tough to guard out of the slot with George Pickens as a deep threat and all this wonderful talent around Dak Prescott. I believe CeeDee Lamb has a chance. Eugene saying as long as he's not in the IR, I agree. I agree. As long as he's not hurt, they have a chance. CeeDee Lamb and team. Hopefully the Cowboys can utilize him the best they can, and we see CeeDee Lamb moving on into the top 5 realm, if not better, for the season. Number 4 for Pickett's about to go off. Lamb's better than Lamb, just my opinion. I think they both have great years. I don't know which one gets featured more. It's going to be very game script for both of them. I do think they're both top 10 receivers this year. I just don't know which one finishes higher. It just kind of depends on the game. Number 4 for me, and we already talked about it a little bit, it is going to be surprising to some, but it is Drake London. I love Drake London. I think no matter who's throwing the ball, Drake London will get his. Unlike Kyle Pitts owners, where we're trying to figure out if he's ever going to catch the ball or get a target. This is going to be Drake London's receiving team, and he's going to be the featured guy in Atlanta. Like Robinson and London, they're going to be playing from behind quite a bit. And I feel like Atlanta will utilize them effectively in their playbook. And you'll see big games and big numbers from Drake London. Then there might be some games that disappoint you. But overall, this is very similar to CeeDee Lamb, where I feel he shares the spotlight with another star. And he'll be getting his stuff taken away from Bijan. But at the same time, he will be featured on many drives. He'll be on the field 80-90% of the time. Drake London is a stud when it comes to fantasy football. I think he's going to be a target magnet. Give me Drake London all day. I think he moves up. I think he goes up the chain and does really well. At number 3, we move over to a surprising pick, but maybe not after the injury news. This is your shocker. Nico Collins comes in number 3 for me in Houston. I have reasons why. It's not just the bias. I have reasons why. Nico Collins, end of last season, number 1 featured wide receiver, had number 1 in targets, number 1 in yards, number 1 in touchdowns to end 2025. He was featured all over the place for Houston. And as Tank Dell comes back to fruition with Jordan Higgins going away, David Montgomery, we know he's a great running back. He's not the guy that catches the ball out of the backfield, though. That's not his role. This is going to be the guy that still is getting 8 to 12 targets a game at a minimum. This is the guy that CJ Proud goes to when he was even in his worst times in the playoffs last year. Nico Collins was alive, making it happen. And Nico Collins will continue to be that guy until Houston finds somebody else to help or Nico finds other guys to incorporate into the playbook to help him. and he's still going to be featured. Like even if we get through the whole year and they add two more studs, he is still that guy. Nico Collins is him. So I think Nico Collins, just from a rep wise, just from a statistical side, and how the variance leans towards him, it's Nico Collins or bust for Houston. They're going to live or die by the way he progresses. And so Nico Collins comes in at number three just for being, I think I'm gonna steal Justin Rappaport's comment just for being a tank. Like he is the guy. He will play no matter what. He'll play with the stinger. He'll play with issues. He'll be on the field. Like he will just absolutely play. So Nico Collins, number three here. I'm sure Just Luke and Christian are rolling around just going, this is nuts. But number two is going to be Amon Ross St. Brown. There's the flash of it. Amon Ross St. Brown comes in at number two for ITL. And Amon Ross St. Brown, the Sun God, absolutely wonderful to have on your team. You hate playing against him because you just know that when you play against him, he's going to go for 14, 200, and three touchdowns, right? But Amon Ross St. Brown is that featured wide receiver in Detroit. I do feel like he is going to be um, going to the similar role. If everybody stays healthy, he probably will be down a little bit for the year. And not a lot of people have him so high. Of course, little guy plays out of the slot mostly, and then he plays a deep ball. Jared Goff stays healthy. That pocket can keep him healthy. Amon Ross St. Brown will cook. We'll see a lot of featured targets, very similar to McCaffrey and to other players who play different positions who can line up in the slot as well as play in the backfield. Amon Ra will be used everywhere. There'll be shovel passes sent his way. He'll be utilized in Wildcat. He'll be featured in screens. Like he'll just have. There's so many. He's a Swiss Army knife for the Lions. And if you're just watching this for the first time, and you're not familiar with Amon Ross St. Brown, just look up highlights. I mean, they're just everywhere. The little guy's really tough to find on the field. Really tough to bring down. Not afraid to get hit. Plays the middle of the field quite a bit. Matter of fact, most of his catches, 53% of catches, are in the middle of the field, which is really rare for somebody smart. I think Cole Beasley, Wes Welker, and Danny Amendola are the only other three that caught passes the same amount of percentage as Amon Ross St. Brown. Fun fact. So when it comes to Amon Ross St. Brown, number two on this list, somebody you want to look at, he will be gone in the early rounds. He is the featured wide receiver on this. And that takes us to our number one, which is not going to be any sort of different take or any sort of crazy take other than it is going to be Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase is going to be featured if he stays healthy. If they could get a pass off with that offensive line, they will be in tons of amazing shootouts in Cincinnati as that defense has not gotten that much better. So we're going to see Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow chase history here, specifically Jamar Chase chasing history, and he'll be going for passes. He'll be getting every target. He'll be consuming everything. T. Higgins is there, yes. Chase Brown is there, yes. But this is his team. Jameson Williams will have to get his at one point. He just has so many games where he just doesn't appear when it comes to Amon Ross St. Brown. Just looking at the comments from Chris Harbin. And circling back to Jamar Chase, I think Jamar Chase, I mean, it's everything's gonna live and die with him too. Like I think the top three players you can say if either of those players go down, their season's over. I think I can say that comfortably for all three of those. Yes, Houston has probably the best defense in the NFL. That'll keep them in games, but winning a championship, it's not there if Nico Collins isn't around. Same with Amon Ra, same with Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow have to stay healthy. They'll have to be wonderful in the field. That playbook's going to open up as more protection happens. And I do feel that the future of Cincinnati is really going to ride on if they can keep Burrow healthy. And I think if Burrow's healthy and he's playing all year with Jamar Chase, he'll have stellar numbers and he'll creep into your top five fantasy wise. If you're going to, and I want to say the same thing, Burrow has to stay healthy. If you're going to go into fantasy football with a strategy, I think the Burrow Chase stack works for you this year. Their schedule's not incredibly difficult. They come in at number 14 overall. That's a good schedule. Lots, even against good teams, they're going to score tons of points. I wouldn't be shocked if Cincinnati's averaging 27, 30 points a game. So go with Cincinnati and go with their offense. Yeah, definitely. Kenny Cotter, another sports scientist in the comments saying, well, I want back in. I agree. I want to do it, guys. Truth be told, I was feeling under the weather today. I wasn't sure if I was even going to go live. I got what my kids have. My kids are under the weather. So I sat there and debated, and I said, no, they deserve a pod every week. So I'm going to jump on there for 15. I'm going to give them my top five because we go into draft season. We'll talk about that in a minute. So, yeah, number one overall, Jamar Chase, guys. And that's That's our top five wide receivers and running backs. No honorable mentions other than the usuals, like the Javante Williams and George Pickens of the NFL of the Dallas Cowboys. But let's talk a little bit about schedule because schedule is the reason why I said I had to jump on tonight last minute. If you look at our schedule of events, we are busy, busy, busy here at ITL. We did our fish league just yesterday. We did our fish league and we did absolutely wonderful. Christian Pettis and I, we did our road trip. We went over there and we hung out with the fish league, gave away tons of items to that league, and had fun at the auction draft. Of course, we went very Cowboys heavy for the ITL team, but and it's what happens with the auction league every single year. Next up is the Ples League. It's a keeper league that's PPR this Saturday. Look for those announcements and that fun happening this Saturday. And then we get to our first live in the studio, in the draft room, the Dirty Dozen League right here. Redraft Keeper League. So we're resetting. It's going to be fun. We're going to be live sharing where we want to go with it. Christian is again in that league. So is Just Luke hanging out with us in that league as well. We're going to go in head to head to head. Naked Matt from Poke Planet is in that group. So lots of ITL and Poke Planet individuals in that group competing. So a very fun league. And then we do ITL Listener League number 1 and number 2 the following weeks. And I believe number 2 was moved to next Wednesday. So we will have the number 2 Listener League next Wednesday live here in the draft room for our Pokemon $2,000 pool of prizes, winner takes all fantasy football league. And then the following Wednesday, the Wednesday before week number 1, we will be live in the studio for that Listener League draft. And then Just Luke, Christian Pettis, Kenny Cotterill, Chris Connor from the Last Call podcast, Andrew Con Sutton. We will all be back live and in action September 4th, right here inside the studio for a regular Pick'em, ITL Pick'em contest. And we know we love that show so much. That's where you really want to take the notes on where you make your money for Moneyline and spreads and all of our picks. And that's where the fun starts happening here on ITL season number 9. Again, guys, I am your host, Ernest Doc E. Silva. That's it for the football side of things. And if you're here because you said, hey, I want them free packs, I have not had an entry yet. Comment in the comments. Let's go ITL. I want to get some free packs out tonight as a thank you for going through the coughing and going through all the sniffles and everything like that with me tonight on screen. Let's go ITLs in the chat, guys. Want to give it first 3 people with Let's Go ITL get 3 packs, and we'll spin for which packs they are. First 3 people in the chat gets Let's Go ITL. And if nobody does it, we'll call it a night. But I appreciate you guys. Thanks for joining on a Sunday night. And we're going to get it rolling. See Justin, Rappaport, Adam Beal, Eugene Tomlin getting in there. We'll check to see if there's more than 3. If not, we got 3. We got 3 packs. Free pack magic. We try to hit fire on those free packs, guys. Sun and Moon, perfect order. Surging Sparks, that's not terrible. Chris Harbin getting in on the fun. Love to see it. Let's do it. 4 contestants. If anybody else jumps in before I finish, we'll add them. Let's go ITL in the chat. Guys, remember, like, share tonight's stream. Helps us with the algorithm. Helps us grow. And, of course, tonight, one of our featured sponsors, Den of Dragons. Check them out on TikTok nowadays. TikTok's where you can find them. Den of Dragons. Go get your wonderful mystery packs from there. As we spin it up, guys, thank you guys for all of your support. Let's bring up that wheel on screen. We're going to go perfect order, surging, and sun and moon in that order. Good luck to you guys. And let's see who's going to win this free pack magic. 3 packs for you guys. Here we go. First pack is perfect order. Don't see anybody else adding a comment, so let's do it. First winner is Justin Rappaport. Perfect order for Justin. Good luck, buddy. Next one up is going to be Adam Beal, getting that surging sparks. Good luck, Adam. And it's between Eugene and Chris for that Sun and Moon base pack, and it is Chris Harbin. Chris Harbin getting that Sun and Moon. Good luck, guys. We're going to rip it right here on show. Good luck, good luck, good luck. Let's get it rolling. All right, good luck. We start things off here with Justin Rappaport. Justin Rappaport going with the wonderful perfect order. While I rip these, I'll go ahead and make some announcements here for ITL and for the Pokemon following, guys. If you are big into Pokemon, if you're trying to find those latest stocks, keep a look at those Sam's Clubs Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays this week as we see Focus Fighters coming out one more time. That second run of Focus Fighters is coming out. So keep a look at Sam's Clubs this week, Targets Wednesdays, Walmart Wednesdays. No big release on Friday, so you're going to get your regular. Yeah, GG's to Eugene Tom, and sorry about that, Eugene. As always, we'll have feature Sun and Moon packs every week. As you guys know, we want to see those big releases, but if we on non-release weeks, we definitely there's a nice little hit there on the Salazzle. Bell is with the draft pack. I forgot to bring it out, unless it's somewhere in here. I don't think so. So good little hit. A hit's a hit on ITL. Salazzle EX happening there for Justin. Congrats. So take a look at some of those markets. Guys, we have a claim lot sale right now. First Partner Series 3 and 2 well below market. I think it's like at this point 68% market. So check out that post inside of our community chat. Get you a chance at First Partner Series 3 and Series 2 at I wouldn't maybe it's not 68%, maybe it's like 74%, but it's well below market, well below market. Only 3 left on those lots, 3 left of each. So check it out. Next up is Adam Beal. Surging Sparks is where we're at right now. Here we go. Sit on denial, reverse Terror Orb, and nothing on the back there. Regular hollow rare for Adam Beal. No hit. And we go Sun and Moon here for Chris Harbin. Good luck, Chris. For last pack magic for the show tonight. Again, appreciate all of you and appreciate all the support as we wrap it up. Whoops. Here we go. Energy Golbat. Golbat into Professor Kukui, Arachnid, Caterpie, Sandygast, Ragnarola, Cosmog. Cosmog into Fomantis and the reverse Cosmog. Coming out there into the Crabominal Rare Non-Hollow. Sorry about that, Chris Harbin. Again, guys, shoot me a DM. Let me know if you want those items in your next shipment. I appreciate you guys. I'm your host again, Ernest Docky Silva. We'll see you guys Wednesday. Going to be fun. Our first draft of the year. And then don't forget to catch all of your sports scientists live here September 4th for our next big episode as we dissect week number 1 of the NFL season. We hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Good luck at work this week. Peace.
Foil shine, breaking down the plays, then the pulls online. Numbers on the board, but the heart's in the game. Every kid smiling when they hear their name. Whether it's a 4th down call or a pack ripped clean, we're chasing that moment in between. Learning as we go, yeah, we're building the dream. Every episode's a new routine. Into the lab where the passion lives. Doc E's in the room, yeah, we're ready to give. From the field to the card to the data we grab. If you love the game, welcome. Every season, every pull, every plan we have. We're going into the lab. We're going into the lab.